Hello, everyone. I'm doing my presentation on Shad Suk Mynsiem, or Dance of the Joyful Heart. So, the Khasi people are an indigenous community residing mainly in the lush hills of Meghalaya in northeast India. With a population of approximately 1.4 million, they thrive in one of the wettest regions of India, where rain shapes their agrarian lifestyle. The image on the left captures Khasi farmers wearing traditional rain covers. The Khasi people have been recognized as a scheduled tribe under the Constitution of India, a designation that underscores their unique heritage. They speak an Austro-Asiatic language and they are expert silk weavers. So, why did I choose this culture? Because they're matrilineal. How cool is that? The word Kasi actually means born from a mother. In Kasi culture, children inherit their mother's clan name, and the youngest daughter, or Ka Kadu, inherits the family's property and wealth. The matriarch, or Ka Katdu, is the mother, the head of the clan, the family priest, and has responsible for all family rituals, including the enormously important ceremonies for the dead. She's the custodian of all clan property, the communal house and land, and the income from all of the work of all the clan members. Matrilocality is where the direct offspring live in the house of the mother through adulthood. So a Kasi household usually consists of the grandmother, her daughters and sons, the daughter's children, all living under one roof. It's called the Ing Kur, or the natal clan house, the center being the mother's hearth. So while women own property and make the key decisions, men take on responsibilities of protecting and caring for the family. A man is considered, quote, the son of his mother or the brother of his sister. This is an important role. The oldest brother of the Kakadu is called the Ukni, or the social father of his sister's children. He regards his sister's children as his daughters and sons because he bears the same clan name they do. So religious beliefs are really cool. I wish I had more time to talk about them. But basically, it's a religious system based on ancient ancestor and goddess worship, as well as appeasing of good and evil spirits. So their creator god is thought of as a feminine force who inhabits all of nature. And they're a megalithic culture where they erect sacred stone monuments, and they're all over the countryside, even next to someone's house or a market. Traditionally, the spirits of the ancestors are considered alive within the stone until they're reborn into their own clan again. When the British military forces invaded this part of India, all of the Khasi peoples were overtaken. They lost their autonomy, their governance, and due to that, some of their traditions were lost. And also, a patriarchal nuclear family structure was introduced. During this time, apprehension among some Khasi leaders that their culture might be forgotten led them to create the Shad Suk Mynsiem festival. So it was created during the British colonial period, started in 1911, and it was a way to counteract the threat of the Khasi forgetting their own culture, religion, dance, and music. So, at its core, the Shad Suk Mynsiem festival is a Thanksgiving celebration, honoring the harvest of the interconnectedness of life, and it serves as a powerful affirmation of their cultural identity, offering a chance to reaffirm the values and traditions that sustain them for generations. Where it takes place is in multiple locations all over Shillong, Meghalaya, typically happening in a village square. It's held in April after the final harvest is completed, and it lasts 3 days. Who attends the celebration? Everyone. Open to both Khasi community and visitors. Men, women, and children participate in various dances and rituals. All right, let's talk about traditional attire. As I mentioned before, the Kasi are expert silk weavers. So a lot of these traditional costumes kind of show the craftspersonship that goes into this. Women wear the Sopti Mupmor, Dara, and Yain pin, as you can see here. And men wear a Yang Spong, which is a turban, and Yimfong waistcoats. And they carry a sword and have it's like a whip made out of yak hair. Ornamentation is pretty important. As you can see, the women wear a crown of solid silver adorned with a local flower, which is a symbol of purity and beauty. And then the men have some pretty fantastic ornamentation as well, including this ceremonial bow and arrow. All right, so these are some of the traditional Kasi musical instruments used during festivals and ceremonies. We music it weaves together tradition, but it also evokes emotion and drives the traditional dances during these festivals. Each of the drums have distinctive voices and roles. There's feminine drums and male drums. The tangmuri, or in the middle, you can see here, it's like kind of a wind instrument. It's called the Queen of Instruments, or the bagpipe of the East. It has a very distinctive sound with a kind of a melodic richness. Together, these traditional instruments create a soundscape that is as much a part of the dance as the dancers themselves. So, before the festival starts, they prepare the ceremonial grounds with a ritual called an egg divination. The egg is broken on a rectangular wooden slab. Turmeric powder is applied to the broken shell. They then mix the egg with rice, and rice is considered a sacred plant by the Kasi. It is also considered God's grain, since they believe that God sends information through the rice grain. The festival begins at the local Sangkasi Hall with a prayer meeting and then a procession down through the town to the ceremonial ground. On entering the premises through the decorated gate, as you can see on the left, the proceedings begin with offering prayers and evoking God's blessing, as you can see on the right. And then the dances begin. There are 6 modes of dancing performed at the festival dance, and each style and rhythm has its own particular drum beat played. I'm not going to talk about all of them. They're all interesting, of course, but I'm going to talk about the last 2, Ka Shad Pilun and Ka Shad Mastie. The Ka Shad Pilun is a symbolic circular dance. Drums, flutes, cymbals, they're kind of setting the tempo. And then men and women form concentric circles, women on the inside, men on the outside. The female dancers are kind of moving minimally, their bodies really straight and rigid, and they're looking at the ground. And men are doing kind of these energetic, swift motions, slowing down and speeding up. And then the beat changes, and everybody goes the opposite way. So I'll play a little bit more. So through the attire, the music, and the dancing, it's obvious that art is a tool used to preserve cultural legacy. And as it is a celebration, and it is a Thanksgiving celebration, you can see that evoked in the bright colors of red and yellow that are lively, energetic, and warm, as well as like the silver and gold jewelry that they wear. It's all very ornate and joyful, very much in theme. Art is also a part of Shad Suk Mynsiem, considered communication with the divine, because the dances themselves are religious in nature and meant to communicate with their God, as well as some of the elements of their clothing are meant to represent divine and pure kind of elements. Art also contains messages of gender identity. The form and content in the dances express the culture's desired roles for men and women. So take that circular dance where women were central, crowned, stoic, and men are kind of these energetic defenders on the outside. So it mirrors their familial structures. And in the end, since this is an agrarian culture, art is kind of a comfort against anxiety in a landscape shaped by the unpredictability of nature and agricultural cycles. The art based offerings become a powerful tool for managing life's challenges. So, through a lifespan lens, engaging with cultural traditions like Shad Suk Mynsiem can be deeply meaningful during key life transitions. In adolescence and early adulthood, we have Erickson's stage of identity versus role confusion, and participating in art and rituals tied to one's heritage can help individuals explore and affirm their sense of identity. And it's kind of an interesting marker too, because when you no longer participate as a dancer in the yearly festival, it means you've transitioned to a different stage in life. You're too old. For middle adulthood and elders, we can look at the generativity versus stagnation phase of development, where adults think about their contributions to society and seek to make a positive impact, find fulfillment through productive work and nurturing relationships. So this is a prime example of generativity in action because they're passing down cultural knowledge, strengthening community bonds, and ensuring that the next generation is prepared to carry out traditions of the past. Through Bronfenbrenner's ecological systems theory, it offers a lens to understand the festival's broader significance, as the festival highlights the interplay between individual development and the broader community. It's a space where personal identity merges with cultural identity, and each person's contribution supports the health and growth of the entire community. Also, from a chronosystem lens, this is a living testament to the Khasi people's ability to adapt while preserving the core of their cultural identity. So, this is a powerful symbol of continuity. My personal reflection is that I was overwhelmed by how cool this culture was. I do think there's more scholarly research that needs to be done because it was really hard to find peer review sources. And then the ones that I did find kind of contradicted each other in terms of details. So I have a lot of sources because they all kind of had like a little puzzle piece to offer. My art response, I wanted to make a matriarchal crown, and I was inspired by the weaving of the Khasi. So these are things that I created in the past, a crocheted object and a loomed object, and I sewed them together to create a crown. I felt a little silly wearing it, but also I was like, I should probably wear a crown every day just for like, vibes. So, final considerations. Yeah, how can artistic traditions evolve while still maintaining their cultural essence? So, like I mentioned earlier, many Khasi men consider their matriarchal system to be the strength of their culture, but some find patriarchal shifts appealing and are taking action towards that. Like there's a men's rights campaign in the Khasi region right now. I can't really speak on the details of that, but how the community adapts to these changes will shape the future of this cultural heritage. And this makes the festival not just a celebration, but a mirror reflecting the evolving identity of the Khasi people. So, thank you very much. And I have a lot of resources. So, there's page 1, page 2, page 3, page 4, page 5. Thank you.